Welcome back to the CryptoLabs YouTube channel. Let's talk about concentrated liquidity pools. Let's talk about what happens when you get out of range and what you can do about it. Let's also talk about this idea of impermanent loss. And I have a very different view on it than it seems like a lot of people do. And I'm not heavy in like extremely complex spreadsheets and like trying to go crazy and understanding where every little dollar is going. I want to set myself up and position myself for long-term success. Now, we do see our portfolios like a business. Please let me know in the comments if we're in tune with that. We've got to see our portfolios like a business. So we have a business, and I've got, in this example, of course, Wrapped ETH and USDC is a business that is, as of right now, not paying me. I got $43 in fees to claim, but as of right now, it's not paying me, so it is offline, it's out of range. But obviously, Wrapped Bitcoin USDC, it's still in range. ARB USDC, it's still in range. ETH GMX, ARB USDC, obviously this one is still in range. I got $22 and I've had some appreciation of the actual pool. And so this business is, of course, paying me. But this one is out of range. So I want to talk about this. I also want to say that it's timing the market, not timing the market. We want to be in the game. We want to be in the game for as long as possible. And so I'll happily take a little lower yearly APYs, and I'll gladly take the longevity of the pool and getting assets that I want to hold for the bull run. So again, I don't want to set super tight ranges where, yeah, maybe I'm earning 350%, but I'm only earning it for 2 days. I'm seeing massive swings in my tokens. I'm getting fully converted into ARB or fully converted into ETH, where in this instant, I wouldn't actually care. But then I'm going out of range. I'm not earning fees. I want to be in range for as long as possible and earn fees in assets that I want to hold for the long term, which makes impermanent loss less relevant. And I'm careful when I say that. I'll explain myself because I know I'm going to have haters being like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, let's show me your portfolio, and they don't have one. And I'm like, so you're just talking theory. Actually get into the game. And so I know if I can set wider ranges, I get paid for a longer period of time in assets that I want to hold for the long term anyways. That is key. That is key. We do have a video on the correlation. Here's some pools I've actually been checking out around Wrapped ETH and ARB. But you want to also make sure that you're understand the correlation matrix and that you're in correlated pairs if you want to be. So if I'm looking here, ARB and ETH is highly correlated over the last month. And so I know that ARB and ETH move somewhat in unison. And so if I'm looking at, green candles in a bullish market, I want to be in ARB and ETH so I can ride price appreciation of said pool, and I can also be earning fees as the banker, as the liquidity provider. Give me a thumb up in the comments if that makes sense so far. Now, coming back as to why I don't care about impermanent loss as much as maybe some people make it a much bigger deal than it is because I'm in pairs I want to hold long-term blue chip assets. If I was in super volatile stuff or like trying to chase the highest APYs and returns and yields, then yeah, I'd be extremely concerned about impermanent loss because I don't want to hold that crap anyways. But if I look, I'll just show you here. I'll take assets that I want to hold for long term. So we're up 9% last week, which is almost $18,000 over the last week. That's more than I used to make work in 6 months. Like, it's ridiculous. And the portfolio is being built by assets I want to hold for the long term. And so every time, and I'll hold up my Tangem wallet, which is probably over 60 now. Yeah, 64. So when I'm in this pool, so for example here, this pool here, I'm going to take this Wrapped ETH, I'm going to take this USDC, guess what I'm going to do with it? I'm going to collect the fees, and then guess where I'm going to put it? Right here in Arbitrum, I'm going to throw it in some USDC and in some ARB. I do convert it to hold stablecoin across multiple chains, so obviously Tether and USDT and USDC on Binance. I've got some on AVAX, got some on the Polygon network there, of course. But you get the point. So if I look at my ARB USDC here, I'm going to take this $22 of fees. So I'm going to collect these fees. Collect. So I want to be in range, so I'm not always rebalancing and I'm not always losing my fees into the rebalancing. I'm going to collect that. Guess what? It's going to get zapped over into my MetaMask, where I'm holding some ARB from last time anyways. So I just claimed fees yesterday as well, but I got some ARB and some USDC, and guess what I'm going to do with this? I'm going to send it. So I got $64,000 in here, but I'm going to go into my ARB and I'm going to say send, and I want to send it into my Tangem. Bam. Confirm. And I think I got some USDC in here as well. I want to take this. I want to send it into guess where? My Tangem. Bam. Next. Continue. Sending, refresh. Oh, balance went up 64485. Oh, balance keeps going. You get the point. And so I'm stacking for the bull run. And so if I'm in assets, I want to hold long term. If I think ARB is a $25 asset, if I think BTC is a $250,000 asset, do I care if Bitcoin is at 40, 35, 45, 38? Not really. Do I care if my portfolio and my pools are slightly moving up and down in value? Not really. Definitely don't care if they're correlated, especially if I'm bullish on both. So ARB and USDC is not bullish. That is a risk I take in this example. Of course, ARB and ETH would be a better example of something where you're getting paid ARB and ETH, or you're getting paid BTC and ETH. And please let me know in the comments if this makes sense. You're getting paid BTC and ETH. You're stacking it into your bull run portfolio. So voila, just like so. The bull run portfolio is month over month and year over year increasing in value. We're waiting for the bull run, of course. You want to turn 6 figures into 7 or 5 figures into 6. And of course, you can get those assets working for you as long as you're in correlated pairs so you don't see impermanent loss when prices go sky high. That's the biggest risk you take as a liquidity provider, which is why that is where technical analysis and just really understanding when you're going to get out of your pools and ride full out appreciation, or you're going to be in highly correlated pairs. Again, you can just go to the correlation matrix. And you want to start making decisions on what pairs, of course, you want to hold that are highly correlated so you don't see massive impermanent loss when things go parabolic. And again, that's something that we just have to be watching the markets and understanding what the markets are doing so we don't get caught in that. But until then, this is the best game in town. Now, what if you're out of range? I want to get back into my original. I'm out of range. Now, I'm not out of range by a lot. I'm out of range by $80 here. Now, remember, if I do rebalance this, let's just say I rebalance it massively, and I'm like, I want to rebalance, way into here, and I want to be right back into range, blah, 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 blah. You get the point? You'll be locking in your impermanent loss. You'll also be buying this asset at a much higher price. I don't think it's going to stick at this price. So I really have one of two options here. I could wait it out and let ETH drop by $80 and start collecting fees. Or I could do something in Chad from our community called it the Snuggle method. It literally started in the UIG. I do see other people and competitors using it, which I'm honored by because I know they're in our community, taking the juice and taking what we're coming up with here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go collect fees. So I'm going to collect my $43, which I'm also going to send, guess where? Into my Tangem, lock in those profits. So I'll withdraw my $43. Give that a quick little second. And once that's withdrawn, because I want to be earning fees, and I really don't think the price is going to go up much higher from here based upon my technical analysis and the work that I've done on the price of ETH. Now, again, I could be wrong. I am hedged against being wrong because I do have a portfolio of ETH. I also am all about taking profits. So if ETH keeps going up in price, then guess what? I'm just going to be fully converted into USDC and use this as my take profit. I'm going to go take that home, move to my bank account, and go buy something or do something with it. But the point is, let me refresh this. There we go. The point is that I want to rebalance this, and I'm going to do the Snuggle method, and just a little bit different than what we talk about here in the UIG, because I just want to collect fees this exact moment. So I'm going to go 1% above. Now watch what happens. Understand this. I'm going to go back into range by 1%. I'm going to go rebalance now. Again, $2,722. I'm going to go sign. You've got to understand what's happening here. And now I have rebalanced a little bit. And basically what I just did is I bought a little bit more ETH. That's basically what I did. A very small amount of ETH, like a very small amount of ETH, like a 0.053 of ETH, very small amount of ETH. But I did buy it at a higher price point than I originally did starting this pool. Do I care? Not really, because at this point I'm back earning fees. And as long as I've done really great technical analysis and things stay within range, I'm not concerned about it, even if this pool value goes down a little bit because the price of ETH drops. I don't care because I'm holding ETH long term and I know what ETH is worth. I actually want the prices to drop. I'm the guy who's always trying to blow candles down. I'm like, hey. I don't mind that because I'm holding ETH for the long term. Now, again, if you're holding assets, like all of these assets I'm holding long term, Bitcoin, ARB, ETH, GMX, Radiant, I don't care. I'm holding all of that long term. And so I don't care what happens in the short term. I'm looking to turn this into a 7-figure portfolio. I'm looking to take this, 220 grand. I'm looking to take that $60,000, $70,000 in my Tangent wallet. I'm looking to continue building upon that and positioning myself for when, guess what happens? The bull run happens. And now your couple dollars or your couple $100 you take of impermanent loss here and there matters very little because you've positioned yourself to make ridiculous gains. People are literally stepping over millions of dollars because they're counting the pennies and they're counting the dollars. I'll say this and I'll end this video with this and let me know if this lands. Businesses typically don't make someone rich. And we are building a DeFi business here. So just doing, liquidity farming and getting into liquidity pools and concentrated liquidity pools is probably not going to make you rich. Just like most businesses, they operate at 4, 5, 8% margin. It's not going to make you rich. You get rich on the exit. That's where people make the most amount of money. And so that DeFi portfolio we're building isn't necessarily going to make you rich. Like, let's just get over that. But it's going to give you the cash flow so you can move it into assets that appreciate so you can sell that and have one nice, big, beautiful event or series of events as you ladder out of your positions that actually put money in your bank account in life-changing amounts. So I think people put their nose up at, I'm only earning a couple $100 in my liquidity pool or $50 through my yield farming. That's not going to make me rich. No, but what you're doing with that and how you're positioning yourself for the bull run will. And people are stepping over or not seeing that and missing the biggest opportunity that we've had in a very long time. In a very long time. Appreciate you. I hope that lands. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move my little mug in the middle. We've got a lot of DeFi videos, from concentrated liquidity to also staking and liquid staking and different strategies and mindsets around just building a business that keeps pumping you cash so you can take it, you can position yourself, and now you can have a nice, big, beautiful exit. And I think of our DeFi portfolio as just that. We're building a business that we can exit. Appreciate you. Like and subscribe if this video and channel has been helping and serving you. And with that said, I'll see you in the next. Peace.